Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the Wrangler Willys 4-door. Before we get this video, I'm going to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Large Miller Dodge Ram here in Sandy for giving me some time with this Jeep. Link to the website in the description down below. Link to my car buying guide as well. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbo 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 20 around town and then 22 on the highway, with power outputs being 270 horsepower and then 295 pound-feet of torque. Before I move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now, since I've already showed you guys a couple of Willys, I'm just going to go over the main features on this 4-door, and then we're going to take the 4-door out, see how it drives, and I'll compare it to the 2-door and the Extreme Recon version that I have driven thus far for the 25 model year. So, big thing with this, Willys, there on the side. And then you guys can see here, we've got the LED turn signal indicator there with the upgraded lights as well. The grille is completely blacked out with this. You still just get the regular plastic bumper, but you do have recovery points, and then it is blacked out right there. So it does look pretty cool with the front end. And then you do have pretty aggressive tires. With this, they are mud terrain tires compared to what you see on the Rubicon typically, which is all-terrain tires. Pretty decent sizing as well. 33 basically. I got rock rail protection with this, and this one's got the hard top. You can see that whole setup. And then the rear spare is the same as all the other tires. You also get a little 4-wheel drive decal, another recovery point here in the back. And then it has the sport interior. So you've got some soft touch here, but then it's cloth with the seats manually adjustable. See, cloth all up there. And then you got cloth here on the dash and everything. But you do get stuff like adaptive cruise control with this one. You've got radio controls in the back and all of that. And then it does have a 2-speed transfer case and a rear locking differential. So not quite as much off-road tech as the Rubicon, but it comes with enough. And then it does come with a slightly lower sticker price than a Rubicon. So you can see 2025 base price, but then the Willys package is $7,500. There is your total MSRP, $54,570, so it's about $5,000 less than an equivalent Rubicon, roughly. So let me know if you guys want me to do a side-by-side comparison with this and a Rubicon. I can definitely do that another day, or maybe I'll do that later today. We'll see. Anyways, with that being said, let's see this Willy in action. Let us set off in the Willys. Visibility, by the way. Being a Wrangler, it's good. So I feel like this year I've had so many Wrangler reviews, but it's kind of, excuse me, it's kind of hard not to because there's so many packages with the Wrangler. And maybe that's, I don't know, maybe that's a problem. Maybe Jeep needs to simplify the lineup a bit, because it's like you have, you know, all these different packages for both on-road and off-road specifications, luxury, non-luxury. It's all over the place. Hopefully they can make that turn. Yeah, gotta love the torque. Now, word on the street is that Jeep's bringing back the 3.6 V6 because enough people complained about it, so maybe we'll be able to have a review of that too. Right, that's another Wrangler review. We're doomed. In infinite Wrangler reviews. I don't mind though. I really don't mind. And torque's not too bad. It's a pretty solid punch. And then, by the way, if you hear shaking, it's my tripod, it's not the Jeep. Anyways, this new Jeep's more well insulated than previous versions, which I think is a nice change. And you do, it is perceivable, even though this Willys doesn't have any top insulation, you can definitely tell that it's just a little bit quieter in here overall. And something that I do like is I'm noticing more of the Jeeps are getting the auxiliary switches for those that want to add accessories like lights and everything to the Wrangler, because, you know, overlanding is becoming a lot more popular. I'm still not sold on Jeep overlanding, to be honest. I know that'll be offensive to some people. Just Wranglers are, they're great, like, for capability, like especially this package with the rear locker and everything. They just don't have a lot of space or payload. That's the space and payload problem with the Jeeps. You got to travel light. Yeah, the torque is pretty impressive. Mud terrains do create a little bit more noise, so that is something to consider. You're going to have a slightly noisier drive. Ooh, gross traffic. But you're going to have a slightly noisier drive with the mud terrains versus if you had all terrains on it. And that, folks, is why I never put mud terrains on my cars. I always do all terrains. That push is, it's really good. It's kind of fun, if you ask me. So, to fully sum things up here with the Wrangler Rubicon, or not Rubicon, Willys, get my Wranglers mixed up now. I think this is a solid build, and I like that they've added the rear locking differential to the Willys. But what I will say is it's expensive now. I mean, over $50,000 for cloth seats and not the fancy Rubicon badge that, you know, it's worth something to a lot of people. So I think it's a nice rig, but I think that Jeep has definitely priced these Wranglers up there. That is for sure. And it's also something interesting to know is the Willys is becoming more and more Rubicon as time goes on. It's not quite the same, but there's a lot more similarities than there were before. Like, I wonder when we're gonna get steel bumpers and a winch, and the next thing you know, it's like they're basically the same rig, just and watch them add the front locker to the Willys. I mean, they won't do that, because then at that point it's like, okay, we're turning them into the same car. But either way, let me know what you guys think about the Willys version. And don't tell me what you think about my parking skills, because they're still awful.